Hey guys, this is Evan Dukas here with Colorado Garden, and today, this is a very special video to me because today I'm going to show you how to eradicate fungus gnats once and for all. I have struggled with these little buggers. Oh man, so annoying, really annoying but I've struggled with them for so long, and I finally figured out how to totally get rid of them, like once and for all, really, really, truly. And if you're landing here, you would probably have even more colorful words to explain these guys. They're more of an annoyance than a definite threat, although the larvae can mess with your roots a little bit and things like that. But as you know, they're just super annoying. So you've definitely come to the right place, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do. So as you can see, and you might have come here looking at, you see this label, neem, and you're thinking, oh, okay, next video, because I've tried that already. Well, not so fast. So neem oil is the more popular thing to use here in the States. Neem cake, which I'm going to show you today, is an awesome product. It's a little more popular in the UK and other parts of the world. They really utilize it for a lot of applications. But not as popular in the U.S. To me, it's so much more beneficial, so much more effective than neem oil. And I guess the biggest reason for that, because I've tried the oil, is to use neem oil, you have to emulsify it. And to emulsify it, you either have to use some kind of detergent, dish soap, or even the natural emulsifiers. But even those, they are going to disrupt the microbes, the beneficial microbes, and your soil balance. It just does. It's kind of harsh. And this stuff, not only is it actually, does it wreck insects and their larvae, but also it's actually a light fertilizer. You can make a tea out of it, and you don't have to worry about emulsifying and screwing with your soil life here. So I'm gonna get right into it and show you how it's done. So you buy this stuff, and if you Google neem cake, you'll probably find it. But I think it's called Neem Resource, neemresource.com or something like that. It should come up. I'll probably confirm that down below, or in a little header on the video. But neem cake, you buy it. It looks like this, and I got 2 of these bags for $30. By the way, and I haven't even gone halfway through the first one, and like I said, my problem is completely solved. So that really isn't expensive to me. It's like a special order thing. They FedEx it or whatever. And it does smell a little weird, as you probably heard. Neem smells a little. Some people describe it as disgusting. I describe it as like kind of a rancid nut oil, which it's interesting. But you know what? It's worth it, and it's kind of short-lived as far as the scent goes. So you buy this stuff, and I've broken it down into 2 steps. Really easy steps, actually. Number 1 is top dress, okay? You take a nice handful of this stuff and just kind of spread it out a little bit. And you don't have to go really crazy. You don't have to make it like really thick, because actually it kind of starts to get like a little weird. It could actually mold up if it's like really thick and everything. You just do this. It's more than enough. And actually, if there were fungus gnats in here, like there would have been, they'd be like jumping ship by now. You'd see them jumping ship, man. Maybe not all of them, and don't be discouraged, because it does take, it takes a little bit of time, which I'll get into in a second. But, that's all you need to do as far as top dressing, and that's going to take care of the fungus gnats at the top. Just kind of hangs out there and completely destroys them. As you know, neem works mostly, the biggest way it works is it messes with the insects' hormones, the hormones that tell it to reproduce, to even feed. So it really messes them up pretty bad until they slowly just die. So anyway, top dress, that's step 1. Step 2, equally as important. I take about 3 heaping teaspoons, maybe even 3.5. In fact, this is 3.5 that you're looking at, one of these little guys here, okay? It's about 3.5 teaspoons, and put it in your jug of water, whatever you use to water. This is, I use one of those glass Carlo Rossi jugs. But whatever you do, whatever you use, just put it in there, let it steep. And if I had 2 hands, I'd put one hand on here and like maybe turn it upside down a few times. Really, mix it in. and let it sit for like maybe a few hours. I wouldn't recommend much more than one full day of sitting because it does start to get kind of weird and ferment actually. So, at least an hour, let it sit in there, especially if you could like kind of shake it up one more time before you water. Up to a few hours, and you'll have this nice kind of brown, light brown neem tea, and you water with that. Most of the neem will end up at the bottom, so it's not too messy when you water. But even if some gets in there, whatever, you already top dressed, right? So pretty easy, right? Pretty simple. So make your neem tea and then water. Water the same way you usually would. Also, of course, you never want to overwater your plants. This is pretty important for fungus gnats, not the end all be all, but it is helpful. Before you water, just dig your finger in there, maybe like an inch or two, and it should be relatively dry before you need to water again. If not, with most plants, I mean, some really need to stay moist all the way up to the top all the time. But with most plants, that's the healthier thing to do anyway. So and that's very helpful in keeping the fungus gnats down as well. Anyway, water with it. That soil becomes a soil drench at that point. It kills all of the larvae deep in the soil, and also at the top the neem stays. Anyway, I'd say maybe within a week, just keep at it, stay consistent with it. With a few applications, so maybe a few weeks, you'll see that there are a lot less living fungus gnats and a lot more dead ones, and you just keep going. Every single time you water, you just do that, and sooner or later you will have absolutely none. Zilch. I have over 20 plants, probably closer to 30, in two connecting rooms. And as you know, that's kind of hard to get rid of a fungus gnat infestation when you have that many plants. And currently I have no fungus gnats, not one, and I'll never have that problem again. So yay, it works. Let me know if you have any other questions. One more thing I'll add as well is that I really recommend dechlorinated water. So if you can get a hold of dechlorinated water, or at least just let your water sit for a few days before you do all this, whatever, and that'll get most of the chlorine out of your water. Because in my opinion, the imbalance in the soil also helps, a pest like fungus gnat to really get crazy. So, keep your soil healthy by watering all your plants with dechlorinated water. That keeps a really good soil balance and a live, healthy soil. It's like the foundation to a healthy plant anyway. And that's it. So any questions, any input, when you try this method and you're consistent with it and you see that all the fungus gnats are gone, then let me know. I want to know. I want to know your progress. I want to see how you guys do. So use those comments down below. I'd love to know. Keep in touch. And till next time, signing off. Thanks.